Jai Gurudev. Question. After receiving Shaktipat Diksha, there should be a transformation of the aspirant. But even after initiation, mental limitations remain as they were prior to Shaktipat. What is the benefit of receiving such initiation? Answer. One must not believe that only by taking Shaktipat Diksha one becomes freed from the need of sadhana and becomes a siddh. If the disciple is truly the best disciple according to the scriptures, then immediately upon receiving the initiation, he can attain liberation. Otherwise, initiation awakens the Kundalini and internal sadhana begins. Sadhana must be done to attain the ultimate goal. Immediately after Shaktipat, the Shakti must work to remove past impressions. Then it has to pacify the three gunas. Then separation of the three gunas and the chit occurs, and the mind, chit, body, and flows of prana have to become worthy of further progress in sadhana. Therefore, even after Shaktipat, because the chit is still the same as before, aspirants still have their previous flaws. In this regard, one must remember the following points. Number one, a woman cannot give birth immediately after she becomes pregnant, when only the signs of pregnancy are visible. Similarly, with Shaktipat, the aspirant has a clear understanding of the goal and an awareness that the seed for knowledge to attain the goal has been planted. Number two, a pregnant woman can experience the development of the fetus. Similarly, as kriyas change from gross to subtle, new experiences occur every day. The aspirant can feel that the seed of knowledge is growing within him. Number three, a woman remains alert to protect the fetus and observes rules for the healthy growth of the fetus. Similarly, an aspirant must follow a discipline according to the instructions of the Guru and the scriptures to develop the progress in knowledge and sadhana. Number 4. A pregnant woman who disregards the rules can destroy the embryo. Similarly, through actions that are contradictory to the instructions of the Guru and the scriptures, the aspirant can waste the Shaktipat he received. Some aspirants believe they are above the rules. They behave in an arrogant, self righteous way. Until one rises above the intellect of duality and attains first hand knowledge of the self, it is absolutely essential to follow the guidelines of the scriptures and the Guru's instructions. Question. According to the scriptures and my belief, the soul has separated from God for many births and suffers the pain of separation. How can one endure the pain? How can one unite with God and alleviate the sufferings? Answer. The Jeev never actually separates from God and the self. He only forgets his real self and believes that he has separated from God. The very existence of the Jeev is within the Chaitanya Shakti, that is, consciousness of the soul. When the soul's Chaitanya Shakti arises from the soul and comes in contact with gross chitta, a sense emerges saying, I am consciousness. That is called Jivatma or Jiva Bhav. Then a layer of illusion called Maya or Avidya covers the Jivatma. This inverts the understanding and intellect of the Jeev, and he thinks, I am a body, I am mortal. There is happiness and unhappiness. Things that are false appear to be true, and those that are transient appear to be everlasting. The soul, which is great and limitless, appears to be small and limited. The world, which is small and limited, appears to be infinite. What is visible and has a name seems real, so one ignores the essence behind everything. Thus, the jiva begins to think in reverse. The self is pure consciousness, eternal and free. Anand or bliss is the innate nature of the self. The Jeev does not see the reflection of the bliss within himself and believing he is miserable and unhappy. This is the grand illusion. This is what a Jeev is not able to bear. There are two kinds of Jeev. The first is not able to think of the self or God and feels separated from God. He believes that the body, mind, and intelligence constitute his real self. In other words, he believes the non self to be the self. He becomes happy and unhappy in the world, never thinking that separation from God or the real self is the cause of suffering. The second kind are attracted to the world because of their past impressions, attitudes, and impurities. The veil of Maya inverts their understanding and makes their intellect extroverted. Their Shakti is in the expansive manifestation mode. They become happy or unhappy because of this. The cause of their suffering is the grand illusion upon the self. Without destroying this illusion, the Jeev cannot be freed from the suffering. As long as the illusion prevails, the intellect works in an inverted way and the world appears to be the total reality. The Jeev imagines happiness and accumulates more impressions. This makes the impurities and impressions on the Chit more powerful. Therefore, to remove the veil of illusion, one must purify the Chit from the impressions and dispositions. This is never possible for an ordinary individual as long as the Kundalini Shakti is not awakened and has not become active inside. Spontaneous sadhana has not begun. Since all spiritual efforts are done with ego and a sense of doership, the chit will not be purified. As soon as the ego identity, I ness, or separateness is gone, when the Chaitanya Shakti, that is identifying itself with the Chit, separates from Chit and merges into the self, the cause of the separation is gone. Nothing remains except pure bliss, knowledge, and the eternal truth. The world dissolves. With the removal of the veil of sovereign power of the truth comes out and the vision of the soul that is present in every particle becomes constant. Question: quite a few of your disciples go to other gurus. They discuss the subject of spirituality with them, sit and meditate with them. Is that according to your instructions? Do you give Diksha to the disciples of other gurus? If you do give Diksha to them, why do you give it? And if you do not, why not? Answer: we cannot tie someone down and prevent them from going to other gurus and doing satsang with them. But doing sadhana with other guru is not at all preferable. The development of kriyas relates to two things: the sanskars of the aspirants and the lineage or tradition. By doing sadhana in the same tradition, the purity of development of kriyas can be maintained. If one meditates with others, a mixture takes place. The kriyas are no longer spontaneous. There is nothing wrong with doing satsang with other groups, but doing sadhana is not advisable. If some of our initiates asks for permission to take Diksha from another guru, we happily give permission for that. When the question arises about giving Diksha to the disciples of another guru, we try to avoid that. There are many people in the US who have been initiated by another guru and have asked for initiation from us, but so far we have not given them initiation. If someone deeply wants to receive Shaktipat from us, we do that under the following circumstances. Number 1, if the aspirant has no satisfaction from the Diksha he received from the other guru and has gotten permission from the other guru for another Diksha, then we can give it to him. Number 2, if an aspirant has fallen prey to a false guru who is fooling him for money or somehow misusing the person's good intentions, then we can also give him initiation. Number 3, if the aspirant's progress has stopped because for some reason he has lost faith in the guru and is unable to get help for further spiritual progress, and that aspirant believes that he would receive help from us, we may consider giving him initiation. Number 4, someone else may be totally happy with his guru but is unable to be in touch with his guru and sees the same Guru Shakti in the Guru from our lineage. Such an aspirant may request Diksha in order to establish a formal relationship with us and be accepted by us as a disciple. Jai Gurudev.